welcome to my channel. If you've been here before and you're a regular here, then I'm sorry, I've been away for a couple of weeks. I haven't been anywhere. I've just taken a couple of weeks away from YouTube because it is very time consuming. I had a lot of things to catch up with. So I gave myself a break, and I also wanted a reset. I wanted to really look at this channel, look at the videos that I didn't particularly resonate with again myself, even though I have made them, and what did I want being left out there, what did I not. So I've taken quite a few videos down. And I'm coming at this from a slightly different angle this time around, so much more scientific. As you guys already know, you know that I am heavily into science, quantum, and I want to talk about that. So I want to talk a lot more about this being just a reality shift, nothing more than that. So a manifestation is maybe not the best word, because that sounds like some sort of magic trick that we have to perform in order to make something happen, and I don't believe that's the case at all. I believe that the reality, every conceivable reality, is already there, and we are feeling the energy of it and then experiencing that reality based on the energy that we are feeling. So if we just take it back to that basic fact, well, I say it's a fact, it isn't a known fact, is it? But I do believe it 100%. When you really, really want something, and you aren't sure why you really want it, but you just, maybe it's come from nowhere, or maybe it's been something that you've been thinking about on and on and on for a long, long time, and you think, why do I want it so much? And you're caught up in that resistance. I believe it's because there's already a version of you experiencing that. So that reality is already created. So in effect, what I'm saying is everything is already done. It's already created. It's already there, because time isn't linear. If time isn't linear, then that kind of is a real mind bend, isn't it? You know, how do you get your head around that everything has already happened, is happening. So there's not really a past and a future, there's only the present. So if you can learn how to access that version of you that has those things that you want, that is how you experience it, and you would call it manifestation. So obviously listening to me and carrying on listening to my videos requires that you have an element of belief that you think that this is what's going on as well, that it is purely that, it's an energetic thing. So when you want this thing that you want, whatever it is, and you can feel that you are feeling that you don't have it, and you can feel the resistance that you're feeling, and you may be feeling the circumstances, and all of that is seeming huge, but all of that has no relevance to what you can do. So I'm not going to say circumstances don't matter. What I'm going to say is they are irrelevant to you shifting into this reality and experiencing something different. Because the thing is, when you make a decision in the day, so let's say you feel like something and then you swap that feeling and you feel something different, then your day is inevitably going to pan out differently than it would had you not had that change. So we're looking for an internal shift, but the trick is, the internal shift should not then be like, well, where is it then? Where is it on the outside? The internal shift should be made so that you feel better, and so that you're practicing something new. You're doing something different, but okay, it's not here on the outside yet. I accept it. The outside is what it is at the moment. I choose to let that be for now whilst I practice getting better at this. And that's the key. We're so busy looking for the manifestation, looking for the magic to happen, that we just do not enjoy the journey, and we don't appreciate how far we've come and what we are learning along the way. And if we see this as one big learning curve, one big lesson, life lesson, so everything we want that we're working towards, and we're doing whatever it is that we're doing, we're learning something new. And when we've done it, and when we see this come into our life, we will have done that. So we know that. God, it's so windy out there. And it's appreciating the journey as well, because if you appreciate the journey, then you take all of the angst away from the time, and you think, look what I'm learning here as I'm doing this. So how do you do that then? So I think all manifestation, if we're going to use that word, is instant. Really, it's only us that puts time on it, and actually time doesn't exist anyway, so it is actually all happening in the moment. So somebody that says they didn't manifest something for 2 years, and you say that you manifested something in a week, really it's all happening at the same time. I don't know how much to go into that, because I think it is such a mind bend, and if you're kind of new to that way of thinking, it's just what we see. Time, the way we see it is different. if you have a pure feeling for something, and you will have noticed this, you've just thought about something, you've had no resistance because you're not trying to manifest it, you think about it, you will have a little feeling attached to it, even if you're not aware of it, you will. And then it shows up in your life really quick and you think, oh my God, but I couldn't have done that because I didn't really think too much. I didn't really do anything to do that, but you did. It was a pure intention, but you just didn't know it. That's what you're looking for. And when you slip in and out of feeling states, you are getting that pure kind of intention, that pure intention to experience that particular reality. So if you want a job in a certain place, for example, and you've got all this stuff around you that says that can't happen, but you know you can do it, but all of the other stuff is getting in the way, all you really need to do is think, what is the version of me that is doing that job at the moment? How does she or he or she feel? And see if you can see that version visually. I don't ever look at the visuals, to be honest, I just feel it. And then how does it feel? And you probably won't be able to do it for a while and you'll think, well, that didn't feel right, that didn't feel right. But then you will get a glimpse of it. You'll get a glimpse of it and you'll feel it for a bit and then it will slip away again. You'll think, oh, but it's gone. Don't panic about that. It doesn't matter. This is a case of doing it and getting better at it so that it becomes a very natural thing that you just do in life when you want to experience something different. And look at it like this. It is something you're doing different than you're doing now. And it's a great practice and a great skill to learn. I mean, sometimes I can do it and I could do it right away. And then sometimes it might take me half an hour to actually get the feeling of that version. And I don't know why that is. And it's not even that there's resistance around it sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't happen for a little bit longer. But then I persevere at it and I will keep doing it. So if there's something that I want that it's not shown up in my 3D, I know why it is. I know what I'm feeling. I just practice being the version that does have it. Practice feeling her energy. What does she feel like? And it's just a feeling. It's just a feeling. It might be different for everybody. I don't know. But that is pretty much it. And that's what you are doing when you manifest something. I mean, when you are using affirmations and you might say, well, affirmations work really well for me, and they might well do. All you're doing is guiding yourself into that new reality because you're guiding yourself with a feeling that you are getting from those things that you are saying, even if you don't know it. You're guiding yourself to the required energy. But personally, I believe that if you're going to use affirmations, you've got to have zero resistance because otherwise they're counterproductive. And I don't use them in that respect. I've used them for my self-concept, but I don't even know if I would now. Having done this a lot more and a lot lately, really a lot lately, for me, it's the only way to go. Again, you might go, well, yeah, but I can't tap into feelings. Like you've spoken about this before, and I can't find feelings. You can. Everybody can. You absolutely can do, but you might not know that the feeling that you're feeling is what you're looking for. You're probably just questioning everything that you're feeling and just kind of go with it. Think, well, I don't know what this is supposed to feel like, so how do I know that this isn't it? So even if I just see a visual of myself in that circumstance of being that version of me, let's try with that, whatever works for you. Or even if you just state the phrase, I am da 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 da, but you're not doing it to believe it, you're not doing it to convince yourself of anything. And that's what you need to take out of the equation here. You're not doing it for that. You're doing it to tap into something new, to do something different, and to learn along the way. You are learning and you're trying to enjoy the ride. Really, okay, there's going to be moments where you're going to be up and you're going to be down and you're going to feel resistance. But if you can look at it like that, I'm learning something here. This is teaching me something about me, about myself, and about the way I handle life. And if I don't like what's showing back to me, and if I'm feeling really, really resistant, that's teaching me something about how I'm handling things. So what can I do about that? Who is the version of me that handles things really well, for example? That's a good one. Who is the version of me that's super self-confident? What does she feel like? Even if you can only hold it for a few seconds, you've done it. Keep doing it, because you are evoking that version. You are, just by doing it, this is so important to say, just by practicing this, you are changing something. Just by doing something else, so tapping into that version, that reality line, you are changing the course of your day. The course of your day is going to be different than it would have been if you hadn't done it, but you won't know it because there'll be little things that you just don't even pay much attention to, but there might be signs of what it is that you want that show up that wouldn't have shown up had you not started to do this. This is going to be the first video. I'm going to stop it here because I don't want to overcomplicate it, but I just wanted to kind of introduce this new way of me talking to you and what I'm going to be talking about. Won't be so many personal experiences on here because I think I've done all of those to death now anyway, unless something monumental happens that I really feel I want to tell you, or something that's really, really relevant to whichever video that I'm making. But I just wanted to bring this back to what I feel that it is, and how it can be so overcomplicated online. It really can become this whole complicated process that you're banging your head against a brick wall all of the time. You don't need to be. If you just adopted this one way of doing things, you would see your life change. But it's your brain that goes, but I need to try this and but I need to try that. You don't. You really don't. And I'd say, just give this a go. Just give it a go and see how you get on. If it's something different, don't do it just once or twice and don't bother again. It needs to be something that you do, but you have to almost be really on, not almost, you have to kind of be on board with the idea that actually that reality already exists for you already, and you are just gonna slip into it. We're doing it all the time. You'll be doing it day in, day out, moving in reality and having a different experience based on something that you have felt. And if you hadn't have felt it, then you'd be experiencing something different, maybe subtly different or maybe completely different. So we are doing it all the time anyway. It's practicing doing it on purpose. That's the thing, isn't it? Okay, well, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't been here before and you haven't subscribed, I'd love for you to do that. And if you are a regular viewer of this channel, then just know that it's going to be a little bit more like this particular channel. I am going to do a video on non-specific person manifestation, not specific person, non-specific person. But other than that, a lot of it is going to be based around this reality creation, but reality having already been created. There is no creation for you to do because it's already created, it's already there. It's just feeling like that version on and off to access that version of reality and to try and take the resistance out of this as much as possible. I give you one key piece of advice here. If you could be 60% focused on what you do want, so on the version of reality that you want to see without that resistance, just shifting that 60% allows you to be 40% feeling crappy, not feeling so good, noticing the 3D as it is and not being happy with it. Doesn't really matter. If you're 60% the other way, then that's the shift that will change your life.